Good afternoon, everyone. So today we are taking a class of phrases, literary terms, and as we know that literary terms are very important in English literature as well in English language also. So from this PPT and from this class, we will learn different terms we and what terms we are using and why we are using literary terms here and different examples are here. So without wasting time, we are just going to start this class. So we are taking different examples and different terms in literature. So allusion and denouement and antagony and allegory, irony, oxymoron, hyperbole, and lot of literary terms are here. So first of all, in poetic device, this is poetic device actually. So in poetic device, we will learn assonance, onomatopoeia, and alliteration. So before starting alliteration, assonance, and onomatopoeia, we have to learn devices because these all are devices, and these are devices we are just learning different examples. We are just learning comparison and hyperbole and different sounds and vowel sound and repetition vowel and consonant sound, vowel sound, and the different sound. So what we are understanding and what we are learning from these devices. We are just learning different forms of English literature. So, did you know poetry devices? Poetry devices means this is a tool. Poetry devices are tools for creating rhythm and enhancing mood and meaning of a poem. So first of all, we are just getting and understanding the tools for creating rhythm and enhancing mood and meaning of a poem, because we know that in English literature devices, devices, poem and sonnet, we must have that knowledge. We must have knowledge on devices. We must have knowledge on that poetry devices and literary terms and their different meanings and different examples. So we can say that we are just we will focus on the devices, poetry devices, and we can say and we can also think about some tools for these tools for creating rhythm and enhancing mood and meaning of a poem. So let's start with some examples. So these are some examples. We are Did you know what is alliteration? So we are just repeating something so we can understand their alliteration. What is alliteration? So first of all, we will learn about the alliteration, definition of alliteration, and different examples of alliteration. So alliteration, series of words in a row or close together have the same first consonant sound. So if we talk about the same first consonant sound, means we will use alliteration. So in alliteration, series of series of words in a row or close together have the same first consonant sound. If we are talking about consonant sound and having the same first consonant, so what we will use here, we will use alliteration in English literature. So this is very important. So did you know common examples of alliteration are found in tongue twister? This is tongue twister. She shall see, she shall by the sea show. So what we are learning, we are just repetitions, tongue twister. This is called this is we can simply say tongue twister. So in tongue twisters, yes. Yes, is common examples of alteration are found in tongue twister. So she sells, she is by the seashore. So she. So we can just understand, and we can also say this. These are, some alterations are found in tongue twist. So examples, she sails she shells down by the seashore. This is example of, Larry's lizard, like leaping leopard. So we can say L is a sound. L is a, alteration sound. L, and leaping leopards. Larry. So now, Mike's microphone, he made much music. So we can simply understand and also say M in, mic, and M is again using microphone, and image, much, and music. Then after, she walk in beauty. She walks in beauty. Well, so most of the time, writers use alteration in literary pieces here in exact form. So this is very important. Most of the writer, they have used, alterations and assonance sound in English literature. So this is, very important, literary term. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies. So now let's talk about the assonance. So did you know assonance, refers to the repetition. Assonance means repetition of a vowel sound in a line of text or poetry. So examples, we can say try to light the fire, tumbling thunder of C's Robert Louis. Hear the mellow wedding bells. I lie down by the side for my bride. And in onomatopoeia, defined as a word which imitates the natural sounds of a thing. If we are learning, and if we are just listening sound of imitations, natural sounds of a thing, then we can say we are using onomatopoeia. Boom, bang, bang. The books fell on the table with a loud thump. The rustling leaves kept me awake. The buzzing bee flew away. That would be all. Thank you all. So this is, that would be all. This is not actually. Uh, we have not completed all little devices, but these. This is, basic little terms we have used here. So from this, PPT, we have learned so many, terms, so many literary terms we have used. Different sounds we have used. And if we talk about the hyperbole and the protagonist and the, simile, and like allusion, and so lot of devices we have used here, and what we need to understand some examples. So phrases. So phrases, phrases are, so is a group of, words that function in a sentence as a single part of a speech is called the phrases. So if we talk about kinds of phrases, means prepositional, appositive, participle, gerund, infinitive. These are some phrases. So now prepositional phrases means, begins with a preposition and ends with a noun or pronoun called the object of the preposition. Examples: under the window, near them. Prepositional phrase may also have compound subject near the flowers and the trees. We have to understand prepositional phrases also, phrases, and so begins with a preposition and ends with a noun or pronoun called the object of the preposition. Examples are here. So these are prepositional phrases are here. So then after adjectives and adjective phrases, the New Mexico climate is warm, the blue-eyed acrobat slipped and fell. The climate of New Mexico is warm. The acrobat with the blue eyes slipped and fell. A prepositional phrase that modifies a noun or a pronoun by telling what kind or which one. So, prepositional phrases as adverbs. Adverb phrase, a prepositional phrase that modify a verb, an adjective, or an adverb. Adverb phrases point out where, when, in what manner, or to what extent. So, in adverb, the bus left late, put the package there. The bus left after 2 hour delay, but the package in the closet. So, appositive in phrases, a noun or pronoun placed after another noun or pronoun to identify, rename, or explain the preceding word. Example, the poet Robert Frost is much admired. This antique car is worth thousands of dollars. And the noun or pronoun with modifiers, it is placed next to a noun or pronoun and adds information or details. Example, the painting a girl in many bright colors highlights the entrance. And appositives and positive phrases can also be compound. So then after verbals and verbal phrases means, verbals are verb forms that are used as another part of speech. Three kinds of verbs: participles, gerund, and infinitives. So, participle is a form of a verb that acts as an adjective, present participle, and past participle. A growing baby sleeps much of the day. Many people in New Mexico live in farming and communities. The conquered territory was under Spanish control. Troubled, she asked for advice. Then after participle phrases a present or past participle that is modified by an adverb or adverb phrase or that has complement the entire phrase act as an adjective in a sentence. The dinner chewing rapidly called for a waiter. Chewing rapidly the dinner called for waiter. Then after. So these are, we will use here is a form of verb that act as a noun, and the uses of zero in sentences, subject, direct object, predicate noun, object of a preposition. So remolding the building's style was a good idea, and Michelle enjoys painting. and his favorite sport is fishing, and these are incident phrases incident with modifiers or a complement, all acting together as a noun. Incident phrases incident with adjectives, incident with direct object, incident with preposition phrase, incident with adverb and prepositional phrase. The loud shrill howling uh, continued all morning using trees as lumber is an important part of the New Mexico economy. He helped the police by telling about his experience and it drive members, as own spectacles by dancing skillfully on stage. To now infinitive, the form of verb that comes after the verb to and act as a noun, an adjective, or an adverb. Subject to whistle is difficult for some people, and the indirect object as soon as she gets home, she hopes to write object of a preposition. The Spaniards had, no choice except to leave. A decision to listen and was a wise one. Now, infinitive used as active and adverb in New Mexico. The first radio So, station to succeed was, was in L. Tell you which kind of station the person to contact is the dean, which person, and this is easy to do, easy in what manner, ready to please, and the guide and guide the guides at Carlsbad and the caverns work hard to provide enjoyable tours and ready in what manner. So now infinitive phrase in infinitive with modifiers or a complement or acting together as a single part of a speech. Infinitive with adverb, infinitive with prepositional phrase, infinitive with direct object, infinitive with indirect and direct object. So it will be important to listen carefully to sky in New Mexico. You must travel high into, the mountains. In 1912, the United States legislature decided to admit New Mexico to the Union. Infinitive with the indirect and direct object. So we can say that I need to give, you my new telephone number. So then after so types of phrases and what are phrases, we can take we can take this slide. So you know what are phrases and first of all, and before starting this slide we have to understand phrases and what about phrases. A phrase is a group of words that without both a subject and a predicate, and without both a subject and predicate phrases combine words into a larger unit that can function as a sentence element. For example, a participle phrase can include, as adjectives, nouns, prepositions, and adverbs as a single unit. However, it functions as one big, as active and modifying a noun or noun phrase. The types of phrases, we have, we can understand types of phrases. So the verb phrase can refer to the whole predicate of a sentence. So whole sentence. So I was watching my favorite show yesterday, or just the above, or verb group was watching. So the food on the table looked delicious. A prepositional phrase which has a preposition as its head can function as an adjective, adverb, or even as a noun. So crushed to pieces by a sledgehammers, the computer no longer worked, or I think the guy sitting over three likes you. A participle phrase has a past or present and the participle as its had, and participle phrases always function as adjectives. So I love to bake cakes as a infinitive phrase is a noun phrase with an infinitive as its had, unlike the other noun phrases. However, an infinitive phrase can also function as an adjective or an adverb. I love baking cakes. A hidden phrase is just a noun phrase. PPT is showing students.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So now we are going to start about the correspondence. Okay. So first of all, meaning and importance of business correspondence. Okay. So the most convenient way, first of all, because many points we have discussed from this PPT, but now I'm just taking some important points from this. Okay. So the most convenient way to reach out to people is by sending message, is by sending messages through text letters. So now four major formats used for producing workplace correspondence: letters, memos, emails, and microblogs. Throughout this chapter, throughout this throughout this chapter, the word correspondence refers to all these forms. देखो, these are some forms. So now we need to discuss about the meaning. So the most convenient, what is the what is the most convenient part from this? The most convenient way to reach out to people is by sending messages, okay, through text. Okay, through text also we can reach through text or letters. So these are a few types of correspondence used in business. We call this as the business correspondence. Okay, so let us get ourselves familiar with business correspondence. So suppose we are just asking something. Suppose you are giving and given a course project at your college. Okay, at Suresh Gyan Bihar University College. So suppose you are given a course project at your college. Okay, there are six people. There are six or seven people in each respective group. Okay, suppose you and your five other friends decided to go for a topic. How will you contact them? First of all, how will you contact them? Is it always possible to meet them? Is always possible to talk to them? I'm asking Anish. Yes, beta. Anish, Sagar, Nisha, Pammi. Yes, I'm just asking. Suppose you are given a course project. Okay, at your college
Yes.
there are 6 7 people in each respective group. Suppose you and your five other friends decided to go for a topic. Okay, so how will you contact them? How will you contact them? Okay, is it always possible to meet them? Is always possible
No,
to
ma'am.
talk to them?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Possible है बच्चों?
No,
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 ma'am.
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 No ना. So suppose you want to ask something to your professor.
मैम कुछ
या you
स्टूडेंट बाहर है,
yes बेटा.
कुछ स्टूडेंट अलाउ मांग रहा है।
अच्छा allow. Okay, just a minute. Clear है सभी को इतना? Am I clear to everyone?
यस मैम।
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so suppose you want to ask. Okay, suppose you want to ask something to your professor. Yeah, if you want to ask something your teacher. Suppose he is not in the town. Suppose he or she is not in the town that time. Okay, so how will you clear your doubt? How will you clear your doubt? Or will you wait for him to return?
No, ma'am.
No, na. So
No,
you
ma'am.
can okay. So no, you can reach to them by texting them or writing email. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
This is clear
Yes,
or not? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the most important example I am just sharing with you. Ki suppose if you want to ask something, it is very very important to your professor, your teacher. Suppose he or she is not available, he or she is not in the town that time. So how will you clear your doubt? Will you wait for him to return or no? You can reach to them by texting them or writing email. So this is the important point we have discussed. So first of all, in business correspondence, student, just as we express our views, okay, what we are doing here, we are just expressing our views, our opinions, our thoughts and our idea through writing. Okay, so first of all, understanding the correspondence writing, we need to understand the process. Understanding the process of writing correspondence. The process of writing correspondence is essentially like that of writing. Now we are talking about the strong writing. Okay, so any other kind of workplace document, the more formal the correspondence, the more time you are likely to spend on each of these steps. So first, so students, just as we expressing, okay, just we expresses our views, our opinions, our thoughts and our idea through writing, right? Business persons also feel the need of expressing themselves. It is not always possible for them to remember each and every detail in the business, right? So they use the simplest way of expressing, that is written correspondence, because here we are just sharing about the yes yes अच्छा अभी बच्चे ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं. Okay, so students, yes, it is not always possible for them to remember each and every detail in the business. So they use the simplest way of expressing, that is written correspondence. A written correspondence in the business world is the business correspondence. So meaning of business correspondence is the any communication in the form of the letter is correspondence. Any person related to a business expresses own self and the oneself the business correspondence. One can also ask any doubt or uncertainty through business correspondence. A businessman writes and receives letters in his day-to-day life. Okay, a correspondence between two organizations or within an organization comes under this category. A letter to a supplier, company letters, letter of inquiry, job application letter are some of it examples. So these are some examples we need to understand. So now we need to understand about the selecting a type of correspondence. If we are talking about the letters, so we need to understand about the format of letter clearly, because letters still centuries old conventions such as the we are using it. Okay, so salutation, complimentary close, closing, complimentary, they are the most formal of the. So four types of correspondence and are therefore most appropriate for communicating with people outside your organization or in some. So formal situations with people within your organization. The most important part, it is if we are just communicating with each other. We are just sharing our ideas to them with the help of written correspondence. So importance of business correspondence is a business correspondence has number of importance. It is most important features is the each of reaching and communicating with different parties. So now what we are just trying to convey, we are just reaching and communicating with different parties, different peoples, different businessmen. So it is not always possible to meet persons face to face. So this is the most important point. Just a minute. Yes. So a business correspondence, number of importance. बच्चे join कर रहे हैं, just a minute. Why are you coming so late, students? Yes. So a business correspondence has number of importance. Okay. So now we need to understand about the importance. Okay. So its most important feature is the each of reaching and communicating with different parties. So it is not always possible to meet person face to face. Okay. So this is not possible and not possible.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So a business correspondence helps to meet some organizational goals. So one can achieve the objective through it. So let us study some of them in detail. So now we are just talking about the maintaining a proper relationship. So I hope itna clear hai sabhi ko. Next देखो memos. Already we have discussed about the memos, email writing. Okay. So memos, this type of correspondence is moderately formal and therefore appropriate for people in your organization. Email, this type is best for quick, relatively informal communication with one or many recipient can store and forward an email. So easily as well as capture the text and reuse it in other documents. In addition, the writer can attach other files to an email. So these are some importance of email writing or memos writing. So first of all, we need to understand about the maintaining. Okay, so it is not always possible for any business or organization to reach to any person in particular. Okay, this will cost any business. Here the business correspondence will be a rescue for any business. It helps in maintaining the proper relationship between the parties. This is the most important point. We are just maintaining the proper relationship between the parties. Okay, business correspondence strengthen the business first of all. Okay, strength किसको दे रहा है? Business को दे रहा है. Okay, it also helps in the internal communication. Okay, so here we are just sending internal information. Okay, so it makes communication within the organization more clear and more precise. So it should be more clear, it should be more precise. Okay, so now देखो some process and these are some process. Okay, so the process of writing we can discuss in correspondence. Analyze your audience. First of all, you need to focus about the analyze the people, analyze the audience clearly. Okay, second point, goal क्या है, इसका aim क्या है, इसका purpose क्या है. Okay, so we need to understand about the purpose. Purpose is always clear. Gather information. Now you are just gathering some information, some important information about your subject. Okay, then after just choose a type of correspondence. Okay, अच्छा कौन बताएगा मुझे इसका मतलब choose a type of correspondence? Yes.
मैम हम लोग किस टाइप का correspondence चूज करें, या email हो या फिर micro blogs हो? लेटर्स हो.
Very good. Very good, Nisha.
थैंक यू.
Draft the correspondence कौन बताएगा मुझे? Who will tell me? Any student can tell me draft the correspondence.
यस
Yes.
मैम. मैम ड्राफ्ट द करस्पॉन्डेंस मतलब कि हम लोग जैसे कि लेटर्स लिख रहे हैं तो उसको किस में कैसे लिख रहे हैं, ड्राफ्ट कैसे कर रहे हैं हम लोग उसको. फिर वही माइक्रो ब्लॉग्स में हम लोग उसको मतलब उसका फॉर्मेट क्या है, उसको कैसे लिखने का
Format क्या
तरीका
है?
क्या है.
Exactly.
यस.
Good. So, students, we need to understand about the draft, format, the correspondence, revision, editing, proofreading, the correspondence, sending. The correspondence is very, very important before sending to someone. Before sending and mailing, writing to someone, we need to first of all just concise your correspondence writing clearly. Okay, just revise it and just read it, revise it, read it. Okay, just edit it and just concise or precise your writing, just concise and precise your correspondence writing. Okay, this is the very, very important part. Then after you can send them. Okay, so this is the main important point. So just create and maintain goodwill. So it helps in creating and maintaining goodwill between a business and customer. Any letter to inquire, complaints, suggestions, feedbacks helps the company to grow and maintaining goodwill. So goodwill and maintaining goodwill is very, very important. Okay, in correspondence writing. Then after inexpensive and convenient, this is also very important. Inexpensive. Okay, it is a cheap and convenient form of business communication. Formal communication is also there. In formal communication, we need to understand about the a business communication serves as a formal communication between two persons, right? So it may be a seller and buyer, it can be between an employer and the employee. The language used is formal and logical. Okay, so we need to focus about the format. Your format should be very, very formal. Okay, so it helps removing the ambiguity and the doubts of the person involved in the business. The formal communication in business is followed and acceptable. This is the acceptable point. Okay, followed and acceptable. We need to focus about the format. Okay, so देखो presenting yourself effectively. कोई कुछ कह रहा है बच्चों? कोई कुछ पूछ रहा है? Okay, so देखो first of all the most important thing we need to focus about the presenting. So just present yourself effectively. That is also main key point in correspondence writing. Just presenting yourself effectively, clearly, okay, freely, frankly. Okay, so why we are using these words freely, frankly, okay, and effectively? Because when you write business correspondence, follow these 5 suggestions for presenting yourself as a professional. Use the appropriate level of formality, communicate correctly. Okay, students, whatever you are sending, whatever you want to convey, it should be very, very correct. है ना, correct होना चाहिए, है ना. Correct नहीं है बच्चों, clear नहीं है, doubts है, so nobody will respond you, and nobody will understand you what type of information, what type of information you are sending to them. Okay, so what type of information and what type of information you are sending to them, this is the most important point. Your attitude is also very important. Okay, and avoid correspondence which is communicate honestly. This is the most important point, students. Honestly. Okay, here you are understanding and you are getting some points from correspondence writing. So honesty is the main point, main key point actually. To communicate honesty, whatever you are writing, whatever you are conveying to them, you are sending some information to them, it should be very, very honesty should be there, right? So then after use the appropriate level of formality. Too informal our meeting with United went south right away when they threw a fit saying that we blow off the deadline for the progress report. Moderately formal in our meeting, the United representative and expressed concern that we had missed the deadline for the progress report. Then after, however, you don't want to sound like dictionary too formal, it was the case that our team was successful in presenting a proposal that was characterized by quality of the highest order. My appreciation for your industriousness is here with extended, moderately formal. I think we put together an excellent proposal. Thank you very much for these are some, points. So now, here you just understand, you must understand about the a business correspondence help a business to achieve the set goal. Okay, so now these are some, helps in the expansion of business. Okay, so a business correspondence helps a business to achieve the set goal. Okay, so it also ensured the expansion of a business with no waste of time and proper utilization of manpower and resources. A business can expand. So any information regarding, regarding some resources or any product or market can be easily done. Even the news of expansion of business can be spread by it. So types of business correspondence, and a correspondence is of many types. Let us get ourselves familiar with some of them. So internal correspondence, it refers to the correspondence between the individuals, departments, or branches of the same organization. So external correspondence, it refers to the correspondence between two individuals. These are not of the same organization. Any correspondence outside the organization is external correspondence, right? So customer and suppliers, banks, educational institutions, government departments come under this category. Okay, so first of all, just communicate with them correctly. One issue is closely related to formality is correctness. Correct writing is free of grammar, punctuation, style, usage, spelling errors. The most problems with correctness, arises when people use the email and microblog. So these are very, very important key points, students. If first of all, if you are typing or sending any information, so our format should be clear. Format में कोई problem नहीं होनी चाहिए. और then after, just try to avoid, just free of grammar, punctuation, okay, style, uses, grammar की जो spellings हैं proper, the most problems with correctness, because we are just, mailing them, हम उनको mail कर रहे हैं, micro blogs का use कर रहे हैं, तो it should be very, very proper and just revise it, edit it and proof after, just take time and revise it, then send, because we are just sending microblogs. सभी को पता है माइक्रोब्लॉग्स क्या है? बताया है मैं सभी को कि माइक्रोब्लॉग्स क्या है, ठीक है? So then after, ये तो कर चुके हम लोग. Avoid correspondence glitches, letter glitches, attaches, files, closures, referring your letter, attaching. Okay, ये सारे points ज़्यादा important नहीं है. Already we have discussed it, communicate honestly. And writing letters. Letters are still a basic means of communication between organizations with millions written each day. To write effective. So letters, you need to understand the elements of a letter, its format, and the common types of letters sent in the business world. So elements of a letter, most letters include a heading inside. We have discussed already these points. Okay. So we need to, we no need to repeat again because our, format of letters, heading, inside, address, okay, salutations, body, complimentary clause, and signature. Some letters, also include one or more of the following: attention line, subject line, and closer line, and copy line. Okay. So format of letter, two typical formats are used for letter, modified block and full block. I told you in my class ki how to write a letter, okay, full block, modified block, okay, how to start and how to write it. These things should be in your mind. And writing memos, like letters, memos have a characteristics format because the most important thing in correspondence is we need to focus about the format. Okay, so elements: to, from, date and subject. In writing email, before you write an email in the workplace, find out your organization's email, their policies. Okay, most companies have written policies that discuss circumstances under which you may and may not use email. Principles you should use in writing email and the monitoring it, okay, of employee email. So some guidelines are also there. So when you write email in the workplace, adhere to the following, some guidelines. So stick to business, don't waste bandwidth, use appropriate formality, write correctly, don't flame, and make your message easy on the eye. Don't forward a message to an outline, to an online discussion hmm, without the writer's permissions. Don't send a message unless you have something to, unless have something to say. So routine, routine correspondence, it refers to the correspondence on routine manners. A correspondence made for inquiries, orders, replies, acknowledgement, invitations, and appointment letters are routine called. These are some routine correspondence. Okay. So what we have discussed in first, we have discussed about the internal correspondence. Then after we have discussed about the external correspondence. Then third, routine correspondence. Now sales correspondence. So in sales correspondence, what we will do, it refers to the correspondence related to the sale, sales letters, sales reports, invoice, and confirmation of order are sale correspondence. Delivery letters, statements of accounts are also some of its examples. Next is your circular. Circular is also very important. It refers to the communication of common matters to a large number of persons or firms. Circulator notices, standards, changes of address, their addresses, and opening of the new branch come under this category. And introduction of new product is also an example. So we have some discussed about the importance of correspondence. Now I am just asking some questions to you. Are you ready, students? Ready, Sabhi?
Yes,
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
you ready for
Yes,
questions? कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे, जिससे क्वेश्चंस के थ्रू क्या है और क्लियर हो जाएगा आप लोगों को. ठीक है. नाउ देखो, राइटिंग माइक्रो ब्लॉग्स वी हैव डिस्कस्ड. माइक्रो ब्लॉग्स आर डिफरेंट फ्रॉम लेटर्स, मेमोज एंड ईमेल in that they are often extremely brief and quite informal in tone. Usually you do not revise microblogs extensively, you just proofread and send them. So now writing correspondence to intercultural readers, these differences fall into three categories: culture, languages, and application choice. Now I'm just asking some questions, students, so just give me an answer. ओके. कुछ एमसीक्यूज हैं, कुछ एमसीक्यूज डिस्कस कर ले रहे हैं हम लोग. सो ओके, जस्ट लिसन केयरफुली. बिजनेस लेटर शुड बी कंसाइज. यस और नो? इट शुड बी कंसाइज और नॉट, स्टूडेंट्स?
Yes, ma'am.
आई एम आस्किंग.
Yes, ma'am.
बिजनेस, आप एक काम करो, जस्ट
Yes, ma'am.
टाइप योर मैसेज. ओके, टेक्स्ट है सभी के पास, आप टेक्स्ट का यूज कर सकते हैं चैट बॉक्स में. ओके, सो आई एम आस्किंग, business letters should be concise, yes or no? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Nisha,
It
yes.
should be concise.
This is true. Okay, because students, because the statement is true. Actually, this statement is true because business letters should be precise or concise. We know very well, because business are extremely short of time. Okay, business man are extremely short of time. That's why we are using conciseness. Okay, then after next is okay, which of these must be avoided in business letters? I'm asking, which of these must be avoided in business letters? Polite words, formal words, abbreviations, clear details.
ma'am, please repeat the options.
Okay, which of these must be avoided in business letters? Shall I repeat again?
No, ma'am. Please repeat
Okay.
options.
Yes, ma'am.
First
Please
is
repeat that.
first is polite words, formal words, abbreviations, or third last is your clear details.
Abbreviations, ma'am.
Very good, Sagar. Because देखो why? Because we need polite words, formal words. Also we required clear details. Also we required, but words which are no standard, non-standard or uses of slang must be avoided. I hope am I clear?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, so words which are non-standard, words are non-standard or uses of slang must be avoided. Abbreviations, like non-standard uses, for example. Okay, so this should not be add. नेक्स्ट इज देखो नेक्स्ट आपका बन सकता है इसमें से पीपीटी में से जो हमने पढ़ा है अभी तक बन सकता है आपका देखो which should the name of the firm be mentioned. I'm asking where should the name of the firm be mentioned? Right of the page, below the address of the writer, above the address of the writer, या on the last page of the writer. I'm asking firm name. किसी भी कंपनी का जो फर्म नेम है वो कहाँ मेंशन होना चाहिए? Where should
At
the
the
name
top,
of
ma'am.
the firm be
Option
mentioned?
Ma'am, please repeat options.
Type your message. Just type your answer. Answer type करिए.
Ma'am, please repeat options.
Repeat. Okay. Where should the name of the firm be mentioned? First is right of the page. Second is below the address of the writer, above the address of the writer, या on the last page of the letter. Okay, below the address of the writer. Okay, but below, I guess, below the address of the writer, because the name of the firm or businessman to whom the letter is addressed should be written on the first page of the letter, to left of the page, just below the address of the writer. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
नेक्स्ट भी आप कर सकते हो, इसमें और क्वेश्चंस बन सकते हैं आप लोगों के. अच्छा ये बताओ which of these should not be present? Which of these should not be present in a business letter? फर्स्ट है आपका द नेम ऑफ फर्म और बिजनेसमैन. सेकंड है आपका द डेट. नंबर थर्ड इज बिजनेस jargon. नंबर फोर्थ इज courteous leave taking. Leave taking, Anish, leave taking. अच्छा एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन बताओ तो मुझे. लास्ट क्वेश्चन है आपका विच ऑफ दीज मस्ट नॉट बी मेंशन्ड इन ए बिजनेस लेटर. ये आपका इसी में से ये विच ऑफ दीज मस्ट नॉट बी मेंशन्ड इन ए बिजनेस लेटर. फर्स्ट है आपका इंफॉर्मेशन ऑफ द क्वालिटी ऑफ द ऑर्डर. सेकंड है आपका नेम ऑफ द फर्म. थर्ड है आपका द मोड ऑफ पेमेंट. और लास्ट इज विद रिगार्ड्स. Listen carefully. Which of these must not be mentioned? Very good with regards. Very good. क्यों नहीं आएगा बच्चों? क्योंकि a business letter must have clear details of articles required, giving precise information of the quality and quantity also you wish to order only. So also the mode of payment has to be mentioned. So we no need to require with regards and all. So we are just
Yes, ma'am.
sending and just name of the firm, the mode of payment should be there, but the regards की इतनी importance नहीं है. Okay. I hope clear हो गया सबको ये वाला.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So any doubt from this correspondence letter या correspondence writing में कुछ doubt किसी को? Any doubt?
Ma'am.